All right, guys. Lights, camera, action. What up, everyone? This is G.I. Joe Lonesome on Facebook, founder of the CE5 Albuquerque, New Mexico group. And I got an amazing group of people here, experiencers and just really, you know, teachers of it all whenever we really kind of put this together of the cosmos and what can happen within the cosmos. We had a really awesome event in Carrizozo, New Mexico, and where we had a CE5. It was an overnight event, actually. We were able to throw up some tents and really kind of have some fun with some extra fellowship that we don't really get to kind of do whenever we just go out for like the one-offs and stuff like that. So it's really awesome to go out of town, throw up the tents, and have some extra time to be able to kind of talk and everything. Basically, we kind of, went up there and, had a really good time at Paul's, ranch up there. And really, a lot of people had a great time, and we even had an experience up there and actually saw a sighting. So, basically, for everyone who doesn't really know what CE5 is actually, quick intro on what CE5 is. CE5 stands for Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind, which basically would involve the contact through the medium of consciousness with humans, initiated contact through to ET beings, celestial beings, higher vibrational consciousness, and these types of beings that are in and around the entire Earth and also in space too. So we do meditations, go out into the wilderness, and we really cultivate higher vibrations, higher frequency to be able to tap into these other dimensions and to be able to just, and in essence, say hello. Say, hey, what's up? Come hang out with us, and just kind of show yourself out here with us. So nothing that's having to do with any types of the people say it's like prayer or whatnot or whatever. It's more so like dialing one of your friends up on the phone and saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? Oh, I'm doing great, cool, and just acknowledging them. That's more so what we are about here. So small intro on me if you don't know me. My name is G.I. Joe Lonesome on Facebook. Once again, CE5 Albuquerque founder. Got into CE5 back in 2017, a filmmaker and a screenwriter, and thought that this concept one day would be an awesome film, actually. From there, I got introduced to Dr. Stephen Greer's work. And from there, I was, already really into meditation, stuff like that. And I was like, wow, this is actually even more than what I think it is. And so got into the movement and have had, sightings since. So going out to a few of the amazing people out here that I would love to have them introduce. First, we've got Paul up here. Paul, give us a little bit about yourself and how you got into CE5 and what CE5 really kind of means to you.
Yeah, it's I got into CE5 through the Facebook app, I believe, and on Facebook, I happened to find you, you guys through the internet, and that was so cool. And it means a lot to me. I grew up there on the ranch looking up at the stars with my dad ever since I was like 3 or 4 years old, and just wondering how can that go on forever, and then at the same time thinking how can that not go on forever. And I mean, like, how can it end and stuff like that. And it was great meeting new people, and it was great seeing Carla down there. You know, she lives right there in Carrizozo, and so it was cool to connect with somebody that's interested in CE5 down there, along with my other friend Tony. And so that was really cool. And Carla's seen some stuff. And then that sighting was amazing. And I was surprised because I hadn't seen lights like that before or since, you know. And so it was very interesting. And thanks for doing all the work, man. And we just like show up.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us out there, Paul.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Oh, beautiful.
Next, we have Amy. Amy is an amazing empath and a artist, and she was actually out there with us. Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself, how you got into CE5, and then what does CE5 kind of mean to you?
Sure. So I've been following Dr. Greer and things of that nature for years, since I was young. I think the way I got pulled into the CE5 Albuquerque was I had downloaded the CE5 app. And from there, I think I received messages. I think it was from Nate, you know, hey, we're doing these meditations. And that's kind of how I hooked up with you guys. Yeah. And so, you know, went up to the spot a few times and stuff. And honestly, for me, the Carrizozo trip was a huge push, kind of in a different direction. I think at one point it was like, oh, you know, we're going to see these interstellar celestial beings. And, you know, that was kind of overriding the whole point of it for me. And since then, since the Carrizozo trip, it really shifted into, you know, if there are any sightings, then that's just the added bonus. But the most important to me is, you know, the coming together in a higher consciousness, and, you know, with all that love and unity and kindness, and it's addictive. Honestly, like, I'm addicted and I want more. Yeah, that's where I'm at. And you know, it's kind of spun off in different directions for me. You know, my favorite currently is I'm studying Eckhart Tolle, you know, as far as raising the vibrational level and, you know, learning to kill that ego. And everything's awesome. Love it. This is a great path.
And what does CE5 mean to you, I guess?
So CE5 to me, like I said, to me, it's coming together, and that brotherhood, that unity of a common goal. And you know, that's what this world needs. That's how this world gets out of the place we are in, you know, to create a better place for all of us, you know, for our children to thrive in. That's the importance to me.
I love that. I love that. Hell yeah, hell yeah. We got Mix Master Mark. What's happening out there, brother? How have you been? It's a small intro on you. How'd you hear about CE5, and what does it mean to you, man?
I'm doing good. My life is twisting and turning and moving and changing in all kinds of different ways. And but CE5 was something that it became an application. You know how you go to school and you learn some stuff and you're like, where am I ever going to use this? And so, you know, seeing things come out on you know, what, Amazon, right? Amazon Prime. Everybody's got Amazon Prime. So out came the Dr. Greer videos. I think Sirius was the first one I saw, and I went, "What the hell is this guy talking about?" You know, I was like, "Okay, he's an activist. He's working, you know, behind the government scenes, you know, with people trying to bring these things out. They got this creature or being that was found in the desert. They check its genome." And I'm just like, my mind's blown, right? So then So I continue to watch. I got some subscriptions to some more content. I'm like, wow, a lot of new UFO stuff is coming out. And then when Unacknowledged came out, or I think I was already here in Albuquerque when I saw that and actually started watching that. And there's a meditation at the end of the show, and I'm like, oh, okay. And so me and my wife did that a few times, and it felt really good. It's very just healthful and relaxing. And that was the first time I was ever turned on to just the complete cessation of anything other than just your body rhythms and stuff. So we dug it. And we wanted to get into more of it, like Amy said,
Yeah, and what is and what is the movement going forward kind of like mean to you as far as CE5?
Well, again, it's an application. Dr. Greer is up to his neck in trying to actually affect some change at a government, an overtly, declared government level. I think it's a long road for that one, but so he's very busy. In the meantime, what you can gather from him and his presentations, I think, is that he was doing the communication part of this before he ever got involved with being an activist, being a doctor, even any of that stuff. So for me, I always try to look at what's behind the scenes, if there's a magic trick or a song that's sung, or I want to know, like, how did they do that? What's really going on there? Somebody mentioned Eckhart Tolle. When you watch that guy, the magic is happening right there. He never answers a question without letting it come from that somewhere else, that universal consciousness, right? So these kinds of things coming to the fore, I think, is where all this is going.
100. Yeah, you're always one of the most eloquent people that I have the pleasure to talk to, man, because you always have more to say, man, and I appreciate that. Another person that I appreciate so much is Sylvie. Sylvie, what is up? How have you been? How'd you get into CE5, and what does CE5 mean to you?
So I'm probably the newest member of this group. I, like everyone here, I watched Dr. Greer's documentaries. And at the end of one of them, there are greetings from different people all over the country. And New Mexico pops up with Joe as in the front. And I said, oh my God, there is a CE5 group in Albuquerque, and I need to find it. So, yeah, so I made connection, I think through Facebook. I think that's where I found you. And my very first experience was going with all of you here at Carrizozo. And it was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And it meant so much to me to be there and bear witness to that sighting with everyone, and to be under this open sky at night, and just bewildered and bewitched, I guess, by the whole experience. I'm really looking forward to doing this again. And just developing this community. I think just this really beautiful community of people who all have this open heart to the skies.
Love it, love it. That's incredible that was your first one, because you struck out for sure.
Yeah.
That's so
well, and I have to say that even as a kid growing up, I was always scared of ETs because I'd heard so many terrible stories about people being abducted, and and watching Dr. Greer's documentaries was it felt like such a relief for me to hear about these benevolent beings that are not coming to Earth to, abscond with human beings and hurt them. And it gave me the courage to say, okay, this is a fear I need to confront, and
Right.
let me go do that.
Love it. Love it. That's incredible. And you know what? Frequencies vibrate and match the most incredible. So great job. And lastly, but not least, of course, we've got Carla. Carla is amazing. Met her out at the CE5 Carrizozo. She actually lives out there in that crazy, awesome vortex place, which is amazing. Carla, tell a little bit about yourself, how you got into the CE5 movement, and kind of what this has meant for you.
Okay, well, I meditate daily. I'm a witch. I like to use the offerings of the universe
Love it.
in ways that we can utilize them. And I didn't know anything about CE5 until the event at the ranch, and I heard about it, and I looked you guys up online, and I'm like, this is fantastic, because I've seen a lot of things. I've experienced, in my mind, I've experienced abduction, but I don't know. I was very young, but I still think it happened. I don't think it was just a false memory. But anyway, I got into the CE5 thing because of the event you had at the ranch. And when we got out there and meditated together, the energy was just overwhelming to me, of us group meditating for a singular purpose. And then when we had the event, we had that sighting that was just absolutely icing on the cake. That just brought it all together for me. That yes, this is a good thing. You guys have a great thing going here with the connecting to those higher beings, and I think it's working, and I will continue to work in that direction.
Awesome.
But yes, I love the CE5 group and everything that is going on, that you guys are bringing together and doing.
Love it. That was your first event as well, Carla, huh?
It was my first event as a group, and it was powerful.
So powerful. Awesome. Well, yeah, like, as I know we're kind of getting into our experiences whenever we saw the sighting, but leading up to that, this was my second out of town overnight event that I had went to. And it was really awesome, just because the weather was still right, everything was still right on the cusp of greatness, and so I really wanted to go out. Obviously, the whole world was kind of happening and stuff like that, so getting out there and doing something spontaneous like that was something that I really kind of wanted to do. I know that whenever I was going up there, I had a little accomplice with me, Amy, where we had the most amazing talk going up there that we have to try to finish. I don't know if there's any way to finish the unlimited, infinite talk like that, but it was just really, really cool. And you just kind of set the tone for me, going up there and, talking about it and everything. Amy, like what made you decide to go to this event specifically?
Gosh, I don't know. I just, well, it was an out-of-town event, and I wanted to experience that for sure. I wasn't able to make the Roswell trip. it just all happened to work out as far as scheduling, everything like that. Hadn't been camping in a while too. That was part of it, honestly. You know, just it's a pull. It's an inner pull at your soul. You know, and it just feels like each event is just, you know, a little tighter on you, a little tighter on you. The event itself was such a major shift for me. Like Carla was also an empath, and meeting her and some of the, for lack of better words, some of the anomalies, I was like, oh my gosh. It's like, it's real.
It's real. It's real.
I mean, as far as like some of the things I had been experiencing and kind of feeling, you know, I have some people to talk to about it. And, you know, to meet another empath face to face, and it's like, oh my gosh, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not alone. But yes, meeting you is just absolutely just like a godsend. Meeting you is like opening a magical fortune cookie, and all this glitter came out everywhere. You're just amazing.
Thank you.
Aw, I know. It's the best. Well, cool. Okay, so you just had to come through. Something was telling you
Yeah, like,
had to make this one.
for sure. And I don't know, all these people, everyone in this group was just amazing. You know, you could just feel the synergy. And you know, sometimes there just aren't words to describe just the right feeling. You know, you got to experience it.
100. Awesome. And Sylvie, I know that you and Nick came up. You talked a little bit about your decision on, you know, wanting just to I guess, you know, reach out to me after you saw me on the documentary and stuff like that. But as far as your decision to make it to that actual event, why did you decide to go?
I think we were both just really drawn to the experience, and that area itself in Carrizozo, it just seems, it has an energy that just really resonates for me, for both of us. And what we found when we arrived was just this beautiful location, and just a real comfort, feeling really, really comfortable with everyone, of just belonging, like, oh, okay, I know these people. I don't know them, but I know these people. And I don't have more of an explanation than that. Sometimes I think we're just guided by our own desire to experience something, and following that is just what felt right.
Awesome.
I agree.
100%. No, I agree as well. I could say a million things of, you know, why I decided to go, but it all goes back to that, you know, oneness of you know, purpose, I guess. Paul, I know that we were, you know, talking a lot in terms of, you know, scheduling it or planning it for your area. What was the preparation for you to kind of get that event going?
Well, it went really easy with you, you know, and then it was so cool seeing people show up from the big city and from all over, you know, with different backgrounds and different ages and different experiences and things like that. It was beautiful. And and from the first time that I met you up in the Sandia Mountains, and we got together up there for a CE5 event, immediately within 5 minutes, I thought, wow, this would be cool if we could go to the ranch with a group of people like this. And then I thought, oh man, it's so far, they might not want to go. It's a, you know, it's a 2.5 hour drive or something like that. I said, but I'll talk to them later and see if we can work it out. And so I was so glad that you're open to doing that, you know, to getting on the road and traveling out out to the far away from the city and stuff like that, and that people showed up. It was really a blessing. I think it's a blessing for my ancestors too, because my dad was so much into nature, into the world, and to trying to figure out the big questions in the universe, and he knew all the stars and the constellations and all that, and just like a big stargazer, you know. And so it meant a lot to me as far as my ancestors are concerned too, and my family. It's beautiful. Thank you guys and girls, gals, everybody.
Thanks for the shout out.
The location.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much, Paul. And you opened your home. You gave
Yeah.
us coffee. That was awesome.
We got coffee.
You welcomed us.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were great.
It was like Starbucks. You know,
that was another great thing, was the overnightness of it. You know, like you had all the time, you know, you could stay up, go to sleep, get back up, check it out some more, stay up all night, sleep whatever you wanted to afterwards. It was so cool to have that flexibility of time, you know.
definitely.
Yeah.
And Carla, so this was your first CE5 as well. Obviously, you live out there, and you know Paul. Was there anything else that kind of nudged you to come out to the events on that night?
Well, I think probably just the experiences that I've had in my life and the things that I've seen. And the fact that, like I say, I try to stay connected universally. So this is just another connection that needs to be made. So I think that's what prompted me to do that. Is, you know, we have all this universal energy, and to come together and use it to in order to raise our consciousness in hopes that we will actually be contacted by those who are already more highly evolved than us, is a great idea. I don't see how it could go wrong, really. You know?
Same here. I love that. It's really cool because, you know, you're able to, just like Mark was kind of saying, use these abilities that you may have not been able to use them in any other way. But now we are using them to create that bond and that connection, to really transcend, you know, the isms, as Greer says, and really get into universalism, as opposed to, completely going past, planetary and and the differences that we have here. So it's really, really awesome. Mark, I know that we had done CE5 before, and then we met up out there and everything. We went to that awesome little restaurant. What was that restaurant called, Paul?
Four
We meet
Winds?
at the Four Winds. Yeah.
Four Winds Diner.
Four
Okay.
Winds, yes, definitely. Mark, I know that you are just an amazingly out there consciousness, and you're always in it to win it, but what kind of prompted you to go to this event?
Just the fact that it was going to be the setting that really seemed appropriate. Being out in some place that is far from the city, ideal, right? But not only that, from a not a really young age, actually it is a really young age. My grandfather was really into religion, and he used to read the Bible to us, and he had like an altar. He had a lot of santos and little scenery and stuff, and we used to kiss the feet of the statues, and I'm like, what are we doing all this for? Yeah. Grandpa was really into it. 5 or 6 different kinds of Catholicism going on in that bedroom. So to me, it's always been of interest, at least to see what people are doing. And for me, being out in a setting like Carrizozo and being able to do some of the things that we did, meet and have a meal together. You know, not to call sad things into remembrance, but like the Last Supper, right? Jesus is on his way to another dimension. What does he do? Have a barbecue. Okay. It's really important. It's really important. So we were able to do that and get together and just sort of have a time where all of us could share our energy around the table, which if you come from any kind of nice family, you use your best manners and everybody likes everybody. So it was a nice way to just start the whole thing off. You know,
Awesome, man. Awesome.
I think that's what, because, and you and me were talking a little bit, and I was thinking about this, and we had been talking about, of course, about getting more people to do it. That's the whole point. We want 1% of the population to be on this spiritual path, sort of at least starting to communicate and know that they're not alone, right? That's the basic deal. So all those conditions, and then you and me chatting one night, and you said, I think we should stop at this restaurant. And I went, dude, totally. And I think I talked about my kids, and you were like, are you talking about bringing kids? I said, no, but it's just like little kids. You got picky eaters, put them in with a group of their buddies and just serve them all the same thing. They eat like animals, right?
Basically.
They don't care what's on a plate because everybody's doing the thing. So it really is a benefit for anybody trying to do this, or you're like, gosh, we haven't seen anything, you know, we had to look way up there and we thought we saw a dot or whatever. It is about coherence. It is about spending time, effort, intention, money, what have you. All of you bringing all your gifts to the table for that experience and that time. You know, it's there's a lot to it, but it was just easy going to Carrizozo and having that journey, and everybody's like, here we go to Carrizozo. I wish we knew Paul's song back then. Carrizozo, si senor. I mean, it sounded great, and it was great.
Perfect, man. No, perfect.
I would like to add that I would like to thank everybody, Paul for the ranch, and for you're just amazing. Your energy and your everything that you're doing here is just fantastic. Amy, I just enjoyed meeting you so much. I've rarely run into other true empaths. It was wonderful. Mark enjoyed. I enjoyed everybody. I just appreciate that you guys came out here, and I really want to do it again.
Of course.
I want to get down and see you again too.
We still
Paul's
got a
gonna
little
need to
bit
get
to,
that guitar out next time.
yeah.
What?
You said Paul's gonna need to get that guitar out for us next time too.
Oh yeah, we'll have a duo, me and Mark.
Well, we're not totally
Yeah.
done with the show quite yet, but we all love you so much too, Carla, and you are literally a godsend.
Oh, thank you.
And it was so cool to shoot guns with you too. Let's see. So
Your plugs next.
So getting into the experience, what all the viewers love to are engaged in to this program. For me, we had just gotten done with our meditation. I had done a vocal meditation for the group, and it was just so cool because and everyone has their own obviously interpretation. It's so dreamlike that everyone has their own interpretation, but basically, after our meditation, then we all just kind of not went separate ways, but we were all kind of in our little groups kind of talking. And it was so cool because I could just feel the resonance of our conversation. And it was so serene and just enlightening. No one was talking about, being hung over. No one was talking about the Kardashians, you know, no one's talking about their Pop-Tarts that are still in their pockets, you know, nothing like that. Everyone was talking on a very, very celestial, you know, level. And I think that that residual just pull, that residual kind of energy after the meditation and just the talk and everything kind of prompted Mark to say, oh shit, look at that. Oh shit, look at that. And everyone was like, whoop, looked over and yeah, and we saw it. I saw it was under the clouds. It was kind of a cloudy night. And it was pretty much a full moon. I think it was like 90 something percent, really, really full. And so like ideally, that's not really kind of the best night, ideally, but you know, any night is any time, even right now, is a great time to, you know, do a CE5. And so amidst those you know, possible inquiries about the night, still was able to look up and I saw a white, a yellowish orb, and it was going up, kind of streaming underneath of the clouds a little bit, and it made a small right turn, then it kind of phased out. And everyone was like, oh shoot, oh my god, it's amazing, oh my god. And it was just an amazing confirmation and sight for all of us. Sylvie, what did you see? Walk us through your experience in the actual sighting.
Well, it went pretty fast, and I think as I caught sight of it, it looked like what I saw were colors, and a stream of colors, and it happened really quick, and it was almost unbelievable. And since I've never seen a sighting until then, it was sort of surreal. Like, did that really happen? Is that really what is that? What is that? Yeah, exactly like that. And it felt very special. It felt very unique. It felt very special, and it felt like it was a confirmation that being there and was the right place to be. And I want to add too, I felt a level of warmth and acceptance by everyone on that evening. I really didn't know what to expect when we went, and it was just a very I was very grateful for the experience, and I want to thank you, Paul, for hosting it too, because it was just a really, really special night.
That's really cool that you got an energetic type of feel from the sighting as well, of warmth and just of something awesome, because that's another just telltale sign of intelligence, you know, of that wasn't that was everything. We, you know, ruled out everything that it might have been, and you even had that energetic feeling to it. So that's amazing, Sylvie. Super awesome. Paul, walk us through what you saw, man. What was going on through the mind of Paul in that momentous flash of orb?
Yeah, I was I was surprised, and I thought it was so cool that so many of us saw it, and it happened so briefly. but the alert and the way that you pointed or whatever, because it just lasted like a very short time, but I was able to like look in the right direction, you know. And it's interesting how it looks different to different people, which even lends like more credibility to it or something to me, you know. Because to me it looked like something coming, like like a light coming down, and then right a golden light, like really bright golden light, like firework color coming down, but then right exactly behind it another light. And I've never seen anything like that. Like I've seen meteors and all kinds of stuff, and I've never seen anything be lined up, and not anything that color, you know. I thought we were so blessed, man, to be able to see that, you know. You know, and for so many of us to be able to scope it out, you know, at the same time, and that little flash is really cool. I look at the sky all the time. I've never seen anything like that. Thank
Oh,
you.
man, it was awesome. Amy, walk us through what was going down.
Well, first, I think it's pretty amazing that we were all positioned to be able to see it at the same time. You know, we weren't off, you know, in like little groups. So what I saw was definitely the orb. It was elongated. The center part of this orb was like a whitish, I'd say kind of yellowish, but transparent. But on the sides of this, I saw like a reddish orange, very dominant on the sides of it. So you have the orb in the center, and then on the sides, it was just this very vibrant color. And yes, it was very quick. And then it just disappeared, it just fizzled out. And I definitely resonate with what Paul said, like the little glimmer of gold, you know, before it fizzled out. And in that moment, because I've reflected, like I've gone back and I've meditated on that moment, and in it, I don't know, just the synergy for me, it just stopped. Like time stopped for just this brief moment, and we were all just in this place of, I don't know, gosh, it's coming up with the words sometimes, but
Words cannot even describe.
yeah. And
That's a good way to say that, though. I like that.
Yeah.
And then I was also kind of surprised. It seemed like it was so low in the sky from where I saw it, from where it started. And my first thought in my mind, I don't know, I was, oh, it's a shooting star or comet. I was like, wait, it's going up. So yeah, God, that was probably definitely the most dominant sighting I think I've ever seen. And in all honesty, that was for us. You know, I feel like that was our sign. Hey guys, we're here. We see what you're doing, and you know, you're doing right. You're doing right by this world. And you know, here's a little whipped cream on top. We're gonna give you a little show. So yeah, it was an amazing experience.
Awesome, awesome. No, I've really felt the synchronicity of our group right there too. Like we were,
Yeah.
it's like, you know, I go skydiving. I've been lately for everything, but
Or Joe.
everything about like you can't think about anything else. Like it's all in the moment. You can't think about, well, I guess after I land, I'll make a sandwich. What kind of sandwich should I like? No, like it's all centered. It's all one thing. And I feel like we all kind of experienced that all in the same moment, which was really cool. We were very, very, very unified. It was awesome. Carla, what was your experience?
I was so shocked when I looked up and saw this beautiful light coming under the clouds, because that was the unexpected part. It came underneath the clouds, and you just don't see shooting stars underneath clouds. You don't see anything like that. And it was just such a beautiful golden light. Then it went away, but it was a moment of unity for all of us, I think. And I was shocked. I was really shocked that we had such an encounter so very closely. That it was close. It was under the clouds. That puts it right in our world.
so cool. Yeah, definitely the clouds made a huge difference. And I mean, you live out there, I mean, too. So for you to see something different, you know, that means that means a lot.
I see a lot of things out here. I guess you said you guys saw the picture I posted of the thing on the mountain.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
totally. That little like
Yes.
That's right. That it was like
ET
some kind
locker
of
room or
Yes.
something.
obelisk.
I took a lot of pictures. It didn't just happen in that one picture. I have a whole bunch of pictures with that on it from varying distances and varying zoom, and I can't explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that happened after we had that experience. So that was pretty amazing too. But
Wow.
yeah,
Those are
the
awesome.
whole it was wonderful. I didn't expect it, and when it happened, it was just like, wow, we're doing something here. We're really doing something here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Mark, best,
Wow.
you know, not for last, but
Sure.
best story maybe. Like you told me so many times, and honestly, your depiction of what happened on the experience prompted me even more so to kind of do this program. So Mark, what did you experience that night?
So the shape, it was like somebody drawing in the sky. It was from beginning to end, and it stayed there until it disappeared. And it started out as like an opening in the skyscape, if you will, just out there a few miles. All of a sudden, there was this little beep, and it was bright white, and then it grew into a long, like a sword, and then the little guy just disappeared. And it did. It went right through some clouds and stuff. And that's why I said, because it was so low, and because it was like maybe somebody turned on a lighthouse or a beacon out there on those hills. I said, holy shit, what the hell is that? You know? And because I thought it could be anything. It could be a helicopter coming right at us or what, but it was behaving weird and all that. So, and plus we were all like in our own conversations. I had just walked over to sit by Amy and looked the same direction because everybody was looking that direction. And as we talked, I said, okay, me and Amy are the only ones not having a conversation. So I walked over there, and I think we must have got about one back and forth. Hello, yeah, this, that, and then I said, oh shit, look over there. And we were all just sitting in the right spot to be able to just turn our heads and see this thing in full view. I mean, to me, it looked like a sword, or it looked like a feathered plume pen. You know, those are the two things. I said, if it's supposed to be some kind of symbology, maybe that's it. But the other thing was, we were out there all night and talking and just enjoying the togetherness. And I started looking at all kinds of stuff. My eyes aren't that good. And so we started looking at what turned out to be the Corona Borealis, making like about 32 different colors. And I was like, it's got to be another one. Yeah, it's moving, man. It's moving. And Joe's like, it's not moving, dude. That's just your eyes. It's the clouds or something.
But
for me,
train your eyes.
Yeah, for me, the whole experience, all of it, you know, I don't see anything as, you know, your experience is this is our universe. It's your universe. I got my universe. You got yours. And these experiences mean something. And so to me, that was the first time I really felt that harmony was such an important concept of all of this. And everybody's been describing it, you know, the warmth, the friendliness, the acceptance. This is harmony. And many times in life, I think all of us experience, people have even been calling it dissonance, but where you're just like, what the hell's going on? This is not where I meant to end up in life. Or why didn't that project go well? Everything was set. What happened? And there is a way of being in step with this universe, and
Yes.
that's really what we're all finding. All of the unique sightings. You know, everybody's describing something subtly but profoundly different. And to me, that's just, it is an affirmation and a confirmation, I think, for everybody who is involved, of connection, just connection. And when you realize that connection, I think, you realize it's right here. It's right here. The universe is so close to us, but we have so many messages telling us it's so far from us.
Mm.
And that's what we basically flipped on its head and inside out at Carrizozo. You know, I mean,
It's awesome.
3 people never came to a CE5 before. And the other 3 people, I was homeless and basically camping indefinitely. And now I've been offered my second awesome job. But I'm working as a property manager downtown right now for a place that provides low-cost housing, tax credit, low-income housing. Real nice building. But I'm always the guy that comes in after there's been a disaster. And so that's where I'm at. And for some reason, since 2014, I have not been able to get involved in any other kind of project. I always come in after they fire or someone dies or someone, whatever, ruins the place, you know, burns it down. We came in after a building had been burned down.
Wow.
And we restarted the business. Okay. So for some reason, my energy and my way of being has attracted me to this kind of project exclusively. And just recently, and so now I'm working in one of these right now. There has been a disaster. There's something like $155,000 missing, and people are being faced with, you know, fixing it up. Well, and I'm there understaffed, running the whole building by myself.
My God.
So
One
a
man,
week,
one man army.
yeah, a week ago, I said, you know, I got to start applying for the place that I really want to be, you know, and just, you know, let it be, you know, stop thinking that I'm the one making all this happen because something else is going on. So I did that. The next day, a buddy of mine, a very close friend of my best friend, who's been living out here in New Mexico all his life, called me and asked me to come work for his company, which he owns half of. And it's a construction company, and it's a construction inspector job, which is kind of a little bit prestigious position, especially if you're like me and you want to build and run your own place someday. So these opportunities, I did not tell this dude anything. I did not think of, I take it back. I may have said during my hours of knowing and meditations, you're going to give me a job, and you're going to give me a job, and everybody's going to give me a job. Everybody's going to give me some money. Now, I may have said that.
Winfrey.
And things just start happening, you know? So I feel like we kind of took the lid off of our own personal power at Carrizozo, and we were already doing that, but we got to see something immediately that we all could experience together. And that is a great gift, really. Being able to come back and say, yeah, I saw it too. Yeah, you did too. I was there too, you know? It's not like we're being assassinated one by one and there's only Joe left, you know?
Not yet. You know what? The resonance of the event is still with all of us, and we can, you know, kind of pour into that experience and actually help it to you know, carry us along and into our other opportunities and into more things of our life. I know whenever I've felt down or whatever, this or that, you know, I go back to that sighting, you know, remember that time, you know, remember what this is all about. And that always cheers me up. And so, cool. Well, getting to the end of our program here, just kind of wanted to get some kind of some takeaways. again, just as I was kind of saying, you know, the takeaway for me was yet again another confirmation that we are doing something very, very profound, very esoteric, and something that the human race, a direction that we are definitely going to. It isn't like everyone in the entire world is going this direction per se, you know, mentally and, you know, acknowledging it. But this is the direction that they are going in a subconscious realm. It's just that we're the first ones that are here. And so we just got the jump on it a lot sooner. And you know, Carrizozo was just another confirmation of that, that same type of thing. Carla, what was your takeaway from this event? What did you take away? What was like kind of your biggest thing? What have you been, what has it been helping you with, if anything?
The biggest takeaway from this event for me was the fact that, like everybody else has said, it was the unity. Everybody came together. It was all for a good cause, the same purpose. We didn't have to air our grievances with each other. We were just there for this thing. And it was very, very uplifting, very universal in energy. It was energizing. I did gain a lot of energy from coming together with everybody and experiencing this.
Wow, that's awesome. I absolutely love that. I never know what is going to be said in this little, you know, program event, but it's always super heartwarming, and it's always like the most divine thing that anyone can even hear. So thank you for that.
And with that, I've got to go. So it's good to see you guys.
Okay.
Can't
Yeah,
wait
this is
to
that
do
too
it
then.
again.
Thank you, Carla. Thank you so much. You're amazing, divine. Everything is on you. Love you, and I'll see you soon on our next one, hopefully.
Bye, Carla.
Sounds good. Love you guys.
Love you,
Bye.
Love you. Amy, what did you take away from this event?
Ah, gosh.
That much, huh? All right, next. I'm just kidding.
That's fine.
What did you take away?
My takeaway was definitely a confirmation of, you know, yeah, there is something more. There's something more, you know, than the grievances and sometimes the hardness of everyday life, and just to, you know, stick in the moment, stay in the presence. And I think that short moment of synergy, you know, when we actually saw what we saw, and, you know, even the elevated energy of the entire group just being together, you know, you remember that, your soul remembers that. And yeah, carrying on, you know, it's something that feels right, you know, and I think I speak for everyone is, you know, we're definitely on the right path, and just keep going. I think keep going with what we're doing.
Love it. Love it. It is all within our path to keep going.
Right.
And I just love the ability to know thy path and feel warm in it. Feel warm every step of the way that this is happening, and this is for all of us. So it's huge.
And we need to do it again, Joe, because like the empath side of me, I'm like, I miss my brothers and sisters, like everyone here and everyone who, you know, who wasn't able to make it today. And I'm like, I need you guys.
It's cold.
I
know. Last one I did was here in my damn apartment. My apartment. So like, yeah, but it was cool. It was cool. You know, we still felt that synergy, still felt
I still
that
feel it.
oneness. you know, and definitely going outside is a little bit cooler though. But Mark, what was your takeaway?
From Carrizozo particularly, you know, that kind of, I gotta say, man, that was it really felt like we were popping the pop top off of the brew that we've been making, you know, and letting it out of the can, man, letting the genie out of the bottle, you know. And because, you know, we've all gone on to change our lives in a positive way, those of us that were doing that, you know. And I think that started back on July or whatever it was, June 19th or 11th, with the Fire the Grid. Remember that? I mean, that was a really jazz time. Everybody was just, you know, totally digging into meditation and spending time with connecting with the global grid, right?
Oh, totally.
And so here we are, all moving into that and finding a form for that. I think, you know, what we were able to do at Carrizozo was facilitate a properly well done meeting and communication that really did empower and energize everybody who was able to do it. You know, they say seeing is believing. And one of the things about this whole process is we're not using words. We're not using our language. You know, there's people that have debated, why are we trying to contact a race that's a million light years away from us? Well, it's because we're using the oldest language there is, and that's our vibration, images in the mind, and quieting our own noise to be receptive. And that seems to be like the main ingredients. And if you can achieve those things, voila, visitor in the sky. Well, what do you do with that after? Tell the story, you know. So it's the experience. That's the enriching part, that we were all together, that we can take this away and go and do that same thing and recall that, yeah, this is how I made a connection with an interstellar friend. You know, that's big. That is a big. So I'm definitely taking away that energy, that rejuvenation, and the affirmation. And I have actually dug deeper into all of these options, I'll call them, for meditation. You know, there's lots of things by different people that are emphasized on. Mostly it's quieting the mind and breathing. But I've taken on basically 5 or 6 devotions a day. And they all say, do it for 90 days and you'll see results. Right? I'm just like, I guess I'm doing this till kingdom come, because it feels good and it works. And it is about building up power and having your spiritual energy unified. Let me say that. We all got together. It's a unification. We made a connection with an interstellar being. It's a unification. And so the biggest thing I've learned is that the result and the objective here for us is unifying your energy and all of those energies that may be useful to you and may be part of your capability already.
Huge. Exactly. The unification. It's unification here, unification there, unification everywhere. If you acknowledge the unification, I think that's very impactful. Sylvie, any takeaways that you've been thinking about, or have just been profound for you?
You know, I think for me, what I took away was the intention, is that everybody came to this with the intention, not necessarily to see an ET, but to come together and be in nature, in harmony, in peace, with our planet and with other planets in our universe. And we did our part. We just did our part, and the universe took care of the rest.
So cool. So cool. That's exactly the I mean, that
is it.
That is it. I mean, that's how the you know, toaster oven works. You know, you do your thing, you just set the time, and then you go and I don't know, get on YouTube for a little bit, and then after ding. Oh, what was that? Oh yeah, I forgot about. Oh yeah,
It's working.
I got
Yeah.
some toast, and it just came out. So exactly, I love that. The fundamentals are more simple than a lot of people think.
That's right.
Paul, what was your takeaway, man? I know that you had a takeaway.
Yeah, my takeaways were that meditation and consciousness are a thing, might be one of the most important things, period, in life and in the world,
Mhm.
and doing it in a group, like amplifying it, it's just like the Beatles, like individually, they were like so good, but together, they like took it out of the stratosphere, and I think that's the way it was with me with the group too, it's just like, man, meditating and focusing that meditation and that consciousness on a single thing, I think, man, it is so powerful. And that was a big takeaway for me.
Huge,
Yep.
huge.
Still
Awesome.
feel
Man.
it. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey, does anybody have any closing remarks? Anything that they would like to say to the group, or anything before we close?
Yeah, I just want to thank you, Joe, because
Yes.
you are, I loved your enthusiasm when I showed up.
Oh,
And
thanks.
I continue to love your enthusiasm every step of the way. It's it's so fulfilling. It's so
I'll do
it's
backflip.
so enriching. Thank you. You're just such a sweet, sweet soul. Thank you for
Oh,
doing this.
Thank you,
Yes.
Sylvie.
Thank
You're
you,
amazing.
Joe.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Well, thank you
Oh,
guys.
Hey, Joe, I wanted to share my video. Did you see that thing
I saw something come in or whatnot.
in
I
the
mean,
chat? I put a link to it.
I'll check it out after this. What is
That's
it?
cool. What I really like to do is get everybody's description and then do one for each person's what they saw.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it like an animated?
Yeah, it's just a special effect on a photograph that seemed to work at the time.
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, you know what? Hell yeah.
It's the sighting. I mean, if anybody wants to see it, it's on YouTube right now.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out, and I might add it in whenever I
Yeah.
do a little bit of editing on
Sure.
this.
Cool.
To kind of check that out. But cool, guys. Well, Ed,
Here you go. For everybody that's looking, there's a link to it.
Right.
Hell
you.
yeah.
Because Sylvie said she saw all kinds of colors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and you saw a sword, and then Paul saw like multiples,
The orb, and yeah.
I can definitely resonate with the shape of the sword. Like I see where Mark's going with it. The whitish, yellowish orb in the center. Yeah, I could see that. It was kind of like a head shape at the top, and then just elongated through the center. So yeah, I definitely can.
You see Big Fred.
I think that's dope.
Just say goodbye. Come over here real quick.
Is that Nick?
Hey,
Hey.
What's up, Nick?
what's up, Nick?
Oh, we should have had you on here.
Hey, look at you.
Yo.
Paintings behind your head.
I'm sorry.
No, I was talking to what's his name? To Paul about his Virgen de Guadalupe.
Oh
Gorgeous.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, nice seeing you guys again. Miss you.
Yeah, you too.
Miss you too, for sure.
When is the next outing?
Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
I was actually going to say something like that. We should plan for one here pretty soon.
Yeah.
It's not as cold as it usually is right now. So I think it'll get a lot
True.
warmer here very, very soon. And
Sure.
we'll have to plan out another one. And anyone who is watching right now, if you're in Albuquerque, New Mexico, whatnot, reach out, CE5 Albuquerque on Facebook, or just comment below this video, and we can get you set up with our group to come out and
Totally.
make that connection.
Yep.
Woo!
Happy
Sounds
weekend,
good.
guys. Happy Sunday.
Cheers, guys. Well, definitely. Thank you so much, guys, for
Thank you
hopping
all.
on here. Don't be a damn stranger, okay?
CE5.
CE5
Thank you all.
going
I
out
miss you
there.
Do a
guys.
CE5. Try it
Like
out.
and subscribe. Come out with us, CE5, and it'll be amazing. I freaking love you guys so much. I will talk to you soon.
You too, man.
Bye-bye.
See you soon.
Okay.
Thank you all
Bye.
for everything.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Laters.
Bye.